Hi Gemini, thanks for joining me. This will be a general love reading for you guys from the 15th to the 21st of March. It is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Don't worry too much if you don't know what your Moon, Rising or Venus sign is. If you check the description box below the video, all that information is in there for you. Also, please remember that time is fluid, so this could have already happened, could be happening now, could be happening sometime in the future. And also please remember that these are general love readings. They won't resonate with everyone out there, so just take what resonates with you or for you and leave the rest. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have here. So cutting away a situation, in a very legal way, I feel. It's almost like this signing of documents, however it resonates, but it feels like a very legal situation. Moving on to almost like past is new, I would say, with this, taking this journey here over this hill, trying to find emotional fulfillment for the future. So leaving a situation and finding your mojo, or getting your mojo back by climbing this hill here and exploring what's on the other side. Takes tremendous strength, I feel, to move on from something. However it resonates. But it takes tremendous strength. You're trying to use all your energy in a positive way, pushing yourself forward from this situation here, which is a headache. You're stuck. It's a bit of a nightmare, I feel, this Nine of Swords. You're stuck in this cyclic situation that you want to almost like legally cut. Very emotive. It brings about nightmares. You can't sleep. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can't sleep, affecting your appetite. It's just full of woe. Thinking about it when you go to sleep, waking up and thinking about it. It's on your mind constantly. It's put you in a very depleted space. But wanting to communicate with someone. So you do want to communicate. You want to throw those lines of communication out. It's Eight of Wands. You want to move on from this situation here. So, Eight of Wands, communicating with someone over the brow of that hill. Could be reconnecting, or it could be just too many cards. Or it could be just communicating to someone new. It's a brand new situation. Anything else you need to know for Gemini? So, wanting to create a very stable situation. You want to offer somebody stability. You want to be able to offer them a very fruitful situation moving forward, away from this depletion here. So yeah, look at this. The Lovers. So something very tangible, something very grounded, something very sexy, something very emotive, something that has a huge amount of stability within it, where it's unstable here. So perhaps you're in effect moving, not yourself, but moving this situation into a better space, a more loving space. Where here you're having to cut something that gives you a headache. The Eight of Cups here. Moving on to, it's almost like moving on to pastures new. Somewhere that you haven't explored before. But it also has, feels like it's to do with a relationship, moving that on as well. And the reason I say that is because we've got this rebirth card. So even with you moving on to mounting this kind of like little hill, and I feel this is self-exploration more than a person, or moving towards someone, although there's communication there, but you're in effect, I feel this is quite, it feels quite solitary. So you're moving yourself into a better space. Personally, in order to create this abundance and this rebirth here, the rebirth of a connection away from this headache, this something that you're severing. Doesn't say that it's doesn't feel like it's a relationship. It feels like it's almost like something else that's affecting. It's almost like it's affecting this connection. So whatever this is, it is affecting or has affected this connection in some way. And it's almost like this rebirth here, the Eight of Cups, you moving yourself to a better space, actually rebirths this situation. It's the rebirth of a love of life. It's the rebirth of yourself. It's the rebirth of this situation, the connection that you have with someone, and it's creating a very stable, fruitful future for both of you. You're offering this person that perhaps you're already in a connection with something that's very stable where it's not stable here. Okay, so, and the reason I say that is because we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, wanting to put time and effort into a situation where it feels like you're just filled with this at the moment, or have been filled with nightmares. So moving forward, you're almost like saying to the other person, I can move through any obstacle. Okay, doesn't matter what comes up, taking this journey, whatever obstacle comes up, I can move through it. You see, she has this stone here. She can't actually, but that's an obstacle. She uses it to her advantage. She's got her leg cocked in order for her to bang this drum. It gives her more leverage. So she uses any obstacle, she can move through it. She can use it in a positive way rather than a negative. So moving forward, if there are any obstacles, she can move through it. She can see light at the end of the tunnel, which is this rebirth card. It's going through a very dark cycle. It's almost like a tunnel, and I think the description in the book is a tunnel of silence. Going through that very desolate tunnel, it's almost like a hermit's journey in order to come out the other side. Brand new, rebirthed. And that's what in effect you're doing from this situation here. You're reborn. It's a rebirth from this situation. Because it seems very depleting here. So moving forward is very positive. From this one is very negative. So you are in manifestation mode as well. You want to manifest your future. You want to manifest this connection. You want it to get to calmer waters. You want a much more fulfilling life moving forward. It's not just a relationship. It's how you experience things as well. You want to cut headaches, nightmares, feeling bound to situations, the Eight of Swords. And look, you want to celebrate with this person. You want to very committed. It's like a renewed commitment moving forward. But not only to someone, it's a commitment to yourself, not going back to these type of situations, however it resonates with you. But you've got this Hermit card, so of course you're going on this rebirth. You know what to do for the future. You know how to move forward. You're kind of like taking this inward journey in order to say, right, okay, I've had enough of this nonsense. I'm going to move away. I'm going to create the future that I want to over the brow of this hill with this Eight of Cups. I'm going to move away to something that's much more emotionally fulfilling. I don't see that as a connection though. I see this as a situation that you're moving on from, and you're manifesting the future that you want. And somebody is on this journey with you. It feels like already a committed relationship, maybe. But this relationship situation has been affected by this situation here, however you've been dealing with it, which has been a headache, whatever it is. But it seems like you are cutting that very legally with that Justice card, cutting it away. So yeah, you know how to move forward, you know what you want for the future, and it's not this, it's not going back to desolation, it's not going back to stuck energy, it's not going back to nightmare situations. You want to almost like a fresh start. A fresh start. But you are manifesting, or have been manifesting, this forward movement for some time, I feel. So yeah. Brand new beginnings, I feel. It is. It feels like brand new beginnings. It's exciting as well. But whatever curveball happens in the future, you'll be able to move through it. You'll be able to work your way through it. Because I think that this situation here, although it's depleting, although it's stuck energy, although it's a nightmare, it's given you more information about yourself. You're stronger than you think you are. And I think that's the most important thing. You're stronger than you think you are. So any obstacles come up in the future, it's not going to be as bad as this. You worked through that. You worked through it. So going forward, it's going to be a walk in the park. Whatever obstacle comes up, you can move through it. It's beautiful. But yeah, you've been hiding this situation all to yourself. You're not talking about it. You're kind of like hiding it in order to move forward. The High Priestess. But you are legally, intuitively, you know what to do. You're waiting for the perfect time, I feel, to cut this very legally. To cut it, whatever this situation is. But you're kind of like playing your cards very close to your chest. But you are coming in to sign on the dotted line almost. To get rid of this. So I feel that moving forward, you're manifesting the future of your dreams with someone. It is a rebirth of you. This Princess of Pentacles here, it's connecting, it's talking to someone about this situation. It's connecting with them. It's having a tiny conversation. Moving forward about what's been going on over here. Princess of Pentacles. Let's have a look and see what the synopsis says in the book about her. Because they're only tiny conversations, they're nothing in depth. It's not like a declaration. So perhaps it is, this tiny conversation is in effect a conversation with something over here. Which I've never had in a reading before. So we've got the Princess of Pentacles. So, self-reliance. Potential for a new creative phase. Try and meditate on the seeds of your creative projects that lie in the past and your vision of them in the future. Ooh. Happy news about a family member or friend. Good news about money, investments, property or work, likely to be relatively small sums of gain. Ooh, potential for a new creative phase. Try meditating on the seeds of your creative projects that lie in the past and your vision of them in the future. Wow. Okay, so yeah, manifesting your future. Those projects that lay dormant. The Magician. You're creating a whole new future. It's the rebirth of you in a very creative way. Very small though. So these are seeds that have been planted. Wow. So again, very thoughtfully looking at them, see, moving on, this Eight of Cups, and thinking about whatever has been in the past. It's been a tiny project, so it's a tiny idea, manifesting that into reality, into your future, to create something that's much more abundant, that's much more stable, it's much more fruitful than where you've come from, because it's very stuck energy. It's not it's a nightmare. It feels like a nightmare. In order to create the future that you want and celebrating with someone, it's something that brings about prosperity, though, that you can see will bring about prosperity for the future. Very good. I like it. And see how you can transform. I think that Hermit, there's a life lesson in there. You thought you were weak over here, because you're very weak. I hate that word, weak. You're very bound to a situation over here, but actually releasing it propels you forward into a much more gorgeous space. It allows you to flourish in your relationships, in your relationship with yourself, in the relationship with whoever you're with. These tiny seeds bring about prosperity. You can see the future looks bright. And it's not as depleting as it is over here. It just shows you that you have more, you're stronger than you think you are. You're stronger than you think you are. Whatever obstacle comes in front of you, you can work through it. You can work through it to rebirth yourself, to rebirth a connection, to rebirth everything. It's a rebirth of life. It's a renewal of a zest of life, I feel. From over here, it's very, very, very stuck. So it's not, this is so strange, and it's happened again tonight. Gemini, this is not really a love reading. This is a situation reading, and I've had it again with Scorpio. Scorpio had an awful... I won't go into the specifics of it, but I will release it. It's not a love reading. This is a situation reading for someone. Scorpio had the same thing, so I'm having to do, or I will do, 2 more. One for Scorpio and one for you. But this is a situation reading that somebody needs to hear. Somebody out there is having a real bad nightmare in a situation. It's not a love reading. This is a renewal of a love of life from something that is a complete nightmare. A complete nightmare. So, something very strange is going on. I seem to be getting love readings. I can connect with them, but also whoever's in the room with me is also giving me situation readings, and I just hope that somebody out there can connect with it, because the most awful thing for me as an empath is, and I worry about it, I really do worry about it. I'll go to bed tonight and I'll think, oh crikey, I bet nobody connects with that reading, because it's a tiny channel. Okay, I don't have and even though I get these messages, which sometimes are really, really, really emotive. I mean, they provoke emotions in me where I actually cry. I shed tears. I don't feel like breaking down and crying myself, but it is because I'm connecting with someone on such a great level. I worry that these messages will never reach who they're supposed to reach, but the messages are out there. So Gemini, if you know someone, or if we get any cross-watchers on here that has a Gemini in mind that is going through a sticky situation, just point the channel out to them and see if it's their reading. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do, I can't do the love reading, because it's not a love reading, it's a situation reading. So I'm going to leave it at that. And Gemini, if you have seen it to the end, I will be doing another reading for you guys. Okay. All right, thank you, love you loads, take care.